The story you are about to see has been told before. A lot. And now we are going to tell it again. But different.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? John MaClain here with another fantastic time. Another fantastic video. It's some cool stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. Well, just stick around.
Animal myths that you believe because you were a dumb little kid, just like me. Cats don't always land on their feet. It depends on the height they fall, and it turns out the higher they fall, the less injuries they get. A study in New York showed that cats that fall from 7 to 32 stories suffered less injuries than cats that fell from 2 to 6 stories. More airtime means more time to make adjustments. But it makes you wonder how many cats got yeeted for science. Bats aren't blind. A lot would actually rather use eyesight to fly, but they can fly blindfolded because echolocation gives them a good understanding of their surroundings. Bulls don't hate the color red, it's actually the movement of the cape that makes them turn up. A pissed off bull will charge at a black or white cape the exact same way because equality. But the reason they use a red cape is to hide the bloodstains from the bull so people watching don't realize how brutal and violent this sport actually is. Lions don't pretend to be hurt by the bites from their cubs to encourage them. Lions often yawn to show irritation, so this isn't a father building confidence, it's Mufasa about to backhand the lights out of Simba. Goldfish do not have bad memories, they can actually remember up to 5 months and they can be taught to remember human faces. And they're accurate, one was able to pick out the right human face out of 44 possible options. I'll be teaching y'all for free, so if you learn something new today instead of tuition, I'll happily take an Instagram follow.
Did you know that your saliva can remove your own bloodstains? It's time for random medical things with Smudge. Yeah, your saliva contains the necessary compounds to be able to break down your own bloodstains, but it doesn't work on anyone else's. Bones are super porous, so if you find one in the woods and you're like, is it really a bone? Lick it. It'll stick to your tongue. Earwax is actually a type of sweat. Humans and apes have roughly the same number of hair follicles. Ours just have a lot lighter and thinner hairs, giving us that hairless appearance. Blood has a similar protein structure to eggs and can be used as a substitute for eggs in baking. The measurement is 65 grams of blood per 1 egg. And a sunburn is your cells sacrificing themselves because they've received enough ultraviolet radiation to mutate them. Were they to multiply, it could cause damage. This has been Random Medical Facts. That's Smudge.
Oh, I get it, with Smudge.
Here are 5 food facts that you probably didn't know. Number 1, M&M's, Tic Tacs, Nerds, Gummy Bears are made from the same wax that you use to polish your car, if you have one. Number 2, red food dye is commonly made from bugs. You can grind the cochineal bug or you can boil it. It will then develop into a natural red color. It's very, very common. Your red Skittles are fucking covered in it. Number 3, if you ingest large doses of nutmeg, you can get high as fuck. It consists of a chemical compound called myristicin, though I do not recommend it because it can fucking kill you. Number 4, peanut oil is used to make the key component in dynamite. If you're at war and a stick of dynamite lands in your lap, be careful if you're allergic, because if it blows up, you can get really fucking sick. You're welcome. Number 5, what's your favorite Fruit Loop flavor or color? If you answered with a specific color or flavor, you're a fucking liar. There's no different flavors. They're all the fucking same. Have a good fucking day.
Did you know? That's what this
Ever
is.
wonder why America destroyed most of their covered bridges? Here's why. Covered bridges were designed to protect the wooden structure from the elements. This covering made them last longer. As technology advanced, materials like steel and concrete became more common. These materials were stronger and didn't need a cover to stay durable. Building and maintaining covered bridges was expensive, so in the early 20th century, America started phasing them out. Also, covered bridges could not keep up with the weight of modern traffic. The few that are left exist as historic landmarks.
I saw one being fixed.
Facts that will blow your mind. Humans are the only animals that enjoy spicy foods. Potato chips cause more weight gain than any other food. It's impossible to hum while you hold your nose. The least interesting day in history was April 11, 1954. Aldous Huxley and C.S. Lewis died on the same day as JFK. Bigger forks lead you to eat less. The longest living insect is the termite. Chewing gum after a meal reduces heartburn. Dogs can smell cancer. Bees can detect bombs. Follow and comment below which fact blew your mind.
Think that's true about dogs? Maybe. I think so.
Weird medical facts. We're born with only 2 natural fears. The fear of falling and the fear of loud sounds. All other fears and phobias are acquired or learned later in life. The tongue is the only muscle in the body attached from one end only. All other muscles are fully attached at two ends. Sleep literally cleanses your brain. When we sleep, more cerebrospinal fluid flushes through the brain to wash away the day's worth of harmful excess proteins and toxins.
Did you know? All for
Crazy
entertainment-
mind-blowing facts you didn't know.
All for entertainment purposes only, this whole video. I hope you're being entertained. And if you're this far, go ahead and subscribe and like and
About
stuff.
PT19. Men have nipples because every fetus is female until the Y chromosome kicks in. Some people have a natural alarm clock allowing them to awake when they want. This is actually caused by a natural stress hormone. People who speak two languages may unconsciously change their personality when they switch languages. Yellow teeth are stronger. The natural color of our teeth is a light yellow color. Whitening your teeth can permanently weaken them. If you are at least 6 feet 2 inches tall, you are taller than 94% of the world. Clinomania is the excessive desire to lay in bed all day.
Did you know?
Oh! Hi, Mr. Frog. You're not supposed to be here.
All for entertainment purposes only. Do not do anything that's in this.
In a world first, scientists have unlocked a new sense for computers: scent. Robots now know how to smell. Essentially, the teleportation of scent. We've already successfully digitized our senses of sight and sound by turning what we see into digital form, like JPEGs, what we hear into MP3s, and putting it all together into videos, like this one right here. Capturing our real-life visual and auditory senses and turning them into ones and zeros that computers can understand. That's what it means to digitize something. Big surprise, I'm not actually inside of your phone, but I've digitized an audio-visual representation of myself so that I can, in essence, teleport my appearance and my voice to devices like yours around the world. Osmo Labs adds a whole new dimension to how we communicate and interact with anything online by adding our sense of smell into the mix. The researchers took purple peaches, also known as a plum, mashed it up and captured its scent molecules inside of a vial. A machine then sucked the air out of this vial and used AI to analyze those molecules and map out its scent profile on a molecular level. Using this blueprint, they can print this scent anywhere in the world as a clear liquid that smells exactly like a plum. Officially giving computers a new sense and allowing us to teleport smells on top of images, video, and audio over the internet. And I think we can all see how things are going to end up when we can start smelling our messages in the group chat. Other than that, there are still some pretty mind-blowing applications for this. We'd be able to digitally store a library of our favorite scents that we can access at any time. The luxury fragrance industry would likely go out of business, as we'd be able to perfectly clone every designer cologne and perfume that exists. Virtual reality would add an extra level of immersion into their worlds, bringing us one step closer to perfect simulations and fulfilling simulation theory. And above all, computers will now have a new sense that they're able to experience, letting us know how good or bad we smell, and combined with generative AI, we may even be able to create our very own sense from scratch with a couple of text prompts.
What do you think about that? That's very invading. No. Well, what if you accidentally turn on the smell and then you're in a meeting? Never mind.
What if we can breathe in space, but they just don't want us to escape?
Okay.
Curiosities that will blow your mind. If you were offered $1 billion, but you have to spend the rest of your life with the second person that appears when you click on share, and then WhatsApp, would you take it? 70% of people use Android, and 40% of them use iPhone comment, what you use. And let's see if that's true. Music not only changes your mood, but also changes the way you think forever. If a cat or a dog keeps staring at you, run immediately, because they can see spirits you can't see. If poison goes past expiration date, does it become more or less toxic? People who stay awake in the night usually have higher IQ. Before revealing the last one, follow me because you will look for my account again, but you won't find it. What if oxygen we breathe is poisonous air that takes from 60 to 90 years to kill us?
Whoa, that one blew my mind right there.
So what I have here is a cross-section of a real human thigh. Now, why I like these cross-sections is because it allows you to see a lot of anatomy at once, such as the femur, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the adductors. We can see blood vessels and all these white connective tissue lines that separate each muscle from one another. Cross-sections are very useful when studying anatomy.
For educational purposes only.
Did you know that the first food eaten in space was applesauce? Yup, you heard that right. When astronaut John Glenn orbited the Earth back in 1962, he dined on a tube of applesauce. It was part of a mission to see if humans could swallow and digest food in zero gravity. No freeze-dried ice cream here, folks. Applesauce was chosen because it was easy to pack, didn't spoil, and, most importantly, was delicious. This little fruit treat paved the way for all the space snacks we know today. From space burritos to cosmic cookies, it all started with humble applesauce. So next time you enjoy a spoonful of applesauce, remember you're sharing a taste of space history. If you like this juicy tidbit, drop us a like. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another amazing Did You Know? Fact.
Did you know?
Catch you next time, space fans.
People that were born with...
Why was there a pickle? They're talking about apple.
Extra body parts. George Lippert. He was born with 2 functioning hearts and 3 functioning legs. Can. Baby that was born with 2 faces.
Wow.
Xiaolian has an extra nose on his forehead.
Never mind.
Hong Hong. He was born with 15 fingers and 16 toes. Cassandra Bankson. She was born with 2 vulvas. Zhong Ruifang. She grew a horn on both sides of her head.
That one's interesting. What do you think? I don't know.
Here are some weird but completely true facts. Avocados are actually considered a fruit, not a vegetable. Specifically, they're considered a single-seeded berry. Australia is wider than the moon. The moon is 3,400 kilometers or 2,100 miles in diameter, while Australia's diameter from east to west is almost 4,000 kilometers or 2,500 miles. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer. When the iron heats up, the tower gets slightly taller due to thermal expansion. The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. In Celtic mythology, the fictional creature is connected with both chivalry and dominance, as well as purity and innocence.
Save the chubby unicorn. I made a mistake in my last video. I said chubby rhino, but you get the joke, I hope. Okay, bye.
Human teeth are the only part of the body that cannot heal themselves. Teeth are coated in enamel, which is not a living tissue. Trypophobia is the fear of closely packed holes. It's an aversion to the sight of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps.
Did you know? Did you know any of those?
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew. Part 19. Facebook was forced to shut down 2 artificial intelligence robots named Alice and Bob because they started communicating with one another in their own language. If you ever win the lottery, you're 120 times more likely to be killed by an immediate family member. A sloth has nipples in its armpits. In the 17th century, there was a man named Tare who could eat his entire body weight in just one sitting. And despite being pretty skinny, he would swallow live animals, eat human corpses, and was even accused of eating the body of a 3-year-old toddler. An 11-year-old boy named Konarak escaped Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment but was later returned to Dahmer by police, and he killed the boy just 30 minutes after. It's commonly believed in religion that angels look like this, but according to the Bible, they actually look like this.
Here's 10 facts that you didn't know. I'm sure there's one of y'all that's gonna say, I knew every one of them. No, you didn't. Listen, did you know that someone was bored enough to take the details out of the song It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube and figure out which day that happened on? And it was January the 20th, 1992. The area surrounding Cape Canaveral was given the area code 321, you know, like the countdown. The word infant comes from the Latin word infans, which means unable to speak or speechless. It's a good thing they can't speak. You know they'd be annoying as hell. The last Olympic gold medals that were entirely made out of gold was in 1912. A feller named Arm & Hammer sat on the board of directors for the parent company for Arm & Hammer. Who in the hell names their kid Arm & Hammer? Cats that sailed on ships to catch rodents actually had a passport with paw prints. According to one survey, men spend nearly a year of their life looking at women. Some of y'all be looking entirely way too long. Hell, don't do it at the gym. You'll wind up on a Joey Swole video. And a blue whale is so big that if you laid it long ways on a basketball court, the game would be canceled. And if you didn't know, now you do.
Now you know. Now you know.
If you ever see a shark in the water, don't move. Stay still, stay silent. Here are some wild animal facts that'll blow your mind. I guarantee you won't know the last one. The loudest animal on Earth? The howler monkey. Someone out there secretly wants to marry you. It's the third person that pops up when you hit share on this video. Then more. The shortest living animal? The mayfly. Dolphins get high off toxic pufferfish. Type sulk and unlock a hidden TikTok emoji. A cockroach can survive for weeks after losing its head. Garden snails? They've got up to 14,000 teeth. Fastest land animal? The cheetah. Comment, my grandma, and let your keyboard finish the sentence. The longest living animal? A tortoise that made it 188 years. A blue whale's tongue weighs more than a car. Octopuses have 3 hearts, and their blood is blue. Tarantulas can regrow their legs. Lose one? No problem, it grows back. Before I hit you with the last one, hit follow and like this video. If you do, expect surprise money in the next 24 hours. And finally, koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day.
22 hours a day. Wow.
Did you know that vodka-infused watermelons are not an appropriate midday summer snack at work?
No wonder you got fired.
Did you know that the word papaya backwards is iapap, which in ancient Greek does not mean anything? This is because the word does not exist.
Did you know that? I'm pretty sure you did.
Interesting facts you didn't know. We are all guilty of the last one. In 2006, a Coca-Cola employee offered to sell Coca-Cola secrets to Pepsi, but was turned down and reported to the authorities. Did you know that TikTok knows who your true love is? Your true love is the first person that pops up when you click on share, then WhatsApp. There are more tigers privately owned as pets in Texas than there are in the wild worldwide. If you sleep hugging your pillow, then you are missing someone. Comment, I miss, and let your keyboard finish the sentence. The sleepiest animal in the world is the koala, sleeping an average of 18 hours a day. We all have at least one koala in our lives. You can't touch your right shoulder with your right palm. If you comment proud, you will unlock this awesome new secret TikTok emoji. Charlie Chaplin once entered the Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest and came in third. Gorillas can catch human colds and can die from them. And now, before the last fact, support us by pressing the follow button for more interesting content. Did you know that the average person spends over a year of their life waiting in line?
Did you know that?
Did you know that penguins consider humans to be their own kind? Since penguins are the only animals in Antarctica that walk on 2 legs, when they spot a human from afar, they often mistake you for one of them. They'll walk toward you, thinking you're a lost companion. Even if a human is holding a camera or other equipment, they won't show curiosity or run away. Instead, they'll assume you're just another penguin. Penguins are very social animals and typically live in large groups. They use unique calls to recognize each other, and they have a very romantic way of courting. Some species of penguins exchange small pebbles as courtship gifts. If the female accepts the pebble, she uses it as the foundation for her nest, much like how humans use rings to propose marriage, filled with promise and affection. Additionally, here's another interesting fact. Studies have found that penguins actually sleep thousands of times a day, as they only sleep for about 4 seconds at a time. However, this fragmented sleep doesn't seem to affect them.
I didn't know all that. Did you know all that? It's a lot.
It's practically impossible to breathe with your tongue out. Just kidding, but if you tried, you probably looked like a thirsty dog. Random facts. I doubt you answered the last question. Your true friend is the first person that appears when you click on the 3 dots and select the last option, more. And there they are. Tell me if I got it right. How far the bald person washes his face. Why is the only way to tickle ourselves by running your tongue along the roof of our mouth? Why do Easter bunnies bring eggs if rabbits don't lay eggs? If you comment cool or rage, TikTok will give you a secret emoji. There is 200 times more gold at the bottom of the ocean than all the gold ever mined by mankind. Where does a memory go when it is forgotten? You may have many people close to you, but a true friend doesn't exceed 5. Sharks never sleep, that's because they don't have eyelids, so they can't even close their eyes. Before revealing the last question, follow me and like the video to receive great news today. Does the straw have 1 or 2 holes?
I don't know.
Did you know that if you dig a hole in the dirt and put that dirt in a bucket, you will have approximately 1 bucket full of dirt?
You're welcome. I'm here for you.
Here's 20 facts most people don't know. For example, Google was originally going to be called Backrub. Koalas' fingerprints are so similar to humans, they can actually mess up crime scenes. Strawberries are actually not berries, but bananas and avocados are. The word nerd was first coined by Dr. Seuss in his book, If I Ran a Zoo. Cows have best friends and if separated become stressed. The shortest flight in the world is from Westray to Papa Westray in Scotland. It is 47 seconds long. The world's quietest room is in Minnesota, and it's so quiet you can actually hear your own blood flowing. Cucumbers are actually fruits, not vegetables. Humans share about 50% of their DNA with bananas. The letter E is the most commonly used letter and is in 11% of English words. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space without aid, contrary to popular belief. The word Q is the only word in the English language that, once you remove the last 4 letters, still sounds the exact same way. The original color of Coca-Cola was green. The oldest known recipe is for beer and dates back to 1800 BCE. Mosquitoes have killed more humans than all other wars in history combined. The word dreamt is the only word in the English language that ends with M and T. The sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, uses all the letters of the alphabet, and it was actually used to test typewriters and computer keyboards. The average human will spend 6 months of their entire life waiting at red lights to turn green. The can opener was invented 48 years after the can. The shortest war in American history was between US and Britain, and it was the Pig War.
Did you know about that? About the letters? The whole
Accidents that changed the world forever.
You didn't know that.
In 1902, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt went on a hunting trip where he refused to shoot a bear that had been captured, deeming it too cruel and unsporting. The story spread rapidly and was then turned into a popular political cartoon. Inspired by this, toy makers created a stuffed bear and called it Teddy's Bear in honor of Roosevelt. The toy became a huge hit, and the teddy bear went on to become one of the most beloved toys in history. In 1895, a German scientist named Wilhelm Röntgen was experimenting with electrical tubes when he noticed a strange glow on his hand, which revealed his bones. He realized the electrical rays could pass through solid objects, but not the bones, leading to the development of X-ray imaging, which transformed medicine forever. In 1941, a Swiss engineer named George Mistral was walking through the woods with his dog when he noticed small, prickly seeds clinging to his clothes and his dog's fur. Upon examining them under a microscope, he discovered the tiny hooks on the seeds that allowed them to attach so effectively. Inspired by this, he created a type of fastening system, leading to the invention of Velcro, which revolutionized how things are fastened in a wide range of industries.
That one was really. I mean, I've heard it before.
Oh, hey. Did you guys know that you Virginia is not supposed to be in like a bacon ring? And that's why I'm using yit you yit. Yit you yit's being relieving you yitin fetching. If you snatch, have a ratch. Yit you yit. If it being burn in your squirm, yit you yit. If it being why you not alright. Yit you yit. Yit you yit's being relieving you yitin fetching.
Sorry for the commercial. What?
I was at work the other day and a customer pulled out their phone to fact check me after I told them how to grill a steak. Google's not going to tell you how you like your steak.
And Google isn't going to tell you how the aliens impregnated your wife and you're 500 miles away from home. I figured their kind works in mysterious ways. Comes and goes like the wind. You're aware of it, but too blind and naive to see their real intentions.
Yep. That's Google.
Sure, having a human-alien hybrid son is an elite task to uphold, but who am I to not give him access to her master bedroom where my wife's never-ending migraines await? Hey, John Redcorn.
Nancy's headache's very severe this morning. Must be the pollen.
He's, acting
Yep.
You think he's an alien?
Do you think he's an alien?
I used to give a fuck, and it was awful. So I don't do that anymore.
Don't do that.
Mexican people work hard as hell, man. I gotta be honest with you. Dude, I went to a funeral of a Mexican guy. He climbed out of the casket, dug his own grave hole, and then got back in the casket.
This is Anton, and today we're going to discuss a somewhat bizarre discovery coming out of Princeton University. And here this is actually based on something researchers were trying to disprove at first, but it ended up being true. And that something is, in some sense, free energy, and specifically the ability to generate electricity from the spin of the planet itself. And though here we're not talking about a lot of electricity or a lot of energy, it is still a really exciting discovery, assuming of course it's proven to be correct.
Maybe time travel doesn't require a machine, just the mind. In 1984, the CIA conducted a secret experiment, one that wouldn't come to light until decades later, when it was quietly declassified. What they revealed shocked everyone who read it. A remote viewer, someone trained to perceive distant places using only the power of their mind, was given a sealed envelope with coordinates inside. He wasn't allowed to open it. Instead, he was told to focus on the target location, and more strangely, to view it at a specific point in time. 1 million years ago, as the viewer slipped into a trance, he began describing a vast, dry landscape, sweeping sandstorms, pyramids, not in Egypt, on Mars. He described seeing giant structures built by a civilization that seemed ancient even then, towering obelisks, deep canyons. But what disturbed the CIA most wasn't just the structures, it was the beings he claimed to encounter. He said they were tall, thin, humanoid, intelligent, but they were dying. The atmosphere was failing. Some had already fled to safety. Others remained, trapped in sorrow, waiting for help that would never come. According to the transcript, the viewer began to feel their emotions, a kind of desperate loneliness, like a people who knew their time was over, but still hoped someone, somewhere, would find them. Only after the session ended was the envelope open. Inside were the coordinates, Mars, approximate time, 1 million years BC. The document is real. You can read it yourself in the CIA's archives. But what it means, that's harder to explain. Did the CIA glimpse a forgotten chapter of Martian history? Was it imagination or a message left behind, waiting to be discovered by a mind open enough to see it? What do you believe?
Is that even a true story? Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you back next time. And if you haven't, please subscribe, like, and comment. Comment anything. That'll be cool. Okay, bye.